Alrighty.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to Covenant Therapy Marriage Ministry. I'm Janine.
I'm Teray.
And tonight's episode, we hope, is going to be a fun spin on an issue that we had.
Telling the truth.
We had so many issues, but it's all good. It's going to be a fun spin on one of the issues that we had early on, a little midway through. Takes a little adjusting. So,
how early is early though? Because with this particular topic, that wasn't too early. That had to been, I say more mid.
More mid. We'll go with mid.
More
okay.
Mid. Yeah.
So, ladies, have you ever asked your spouse this question? Baby, do I look fat in this? I have asked that question. So, if the answer is yes, what response did you get? Did you get a thoroughly honest response to your question? Did you get a sugar-coated version? Or did you essentially get a lie so that you wouldn't have to feel the sting of you maybe don't look as good in that dress as you thought you did?
Baby, that ain't fat. That's just loving.
You look good, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So true story. I used to ask Teray those kinds of questions all the time. And Teray, being the very honest person that he is and always has been, would always give me a very direct answer. And there was one time I specifically remember. And so I'm going to tell you, I probably didn't have problems until after I started having kids. You know, because you're looking pretty good before you start popping out babies. So afterwards, you start losing your shape or you gain shape you didn't have in other places. So I remember specifically asking this question. I was wearing this. It was a pretty black dress. I love this black dress. And I did have a little pooch. And I sort of was hoping that he would say that I looked good anyway. And I asked, and I didn't want him to lie. That is the truth. I didn't want him to lie. I don't want to go out of the house looking crazy. So I really appreciate his honesty. I don't always agree with his assessment, but I do appreciate his honesty because he doesn't let me go out looking crazy.
But that's what you would want, though. You know, don't let me go out the house looking crazy. So, okay. I mean, that's what I'm just saying. That's what I was doing. Yes.
But before that, he didn't know that that's what I wanted. He was giving me that answer anyway. And it used to hurt my feelings. And that specific one issue, I guess because I still remember to this day. And if you remember that one time when I was doing that think about what I'm thinking about, I snapped at you. And it sort of came back to that moment with that little cute black dress.
I'm sorry.
You already apologized.
Oh, okay,
I technically am healed. Thank you very much for apologizing on that one. But it does hurt when you ask somebody you want the truth. You want the truth. But you want the truth to be. Now, wait. No, listen. You want the truth, but you honestly want the truth to be that you look good. So I don't want you to lie to me.
Right.
But I thought I sort of looked good, so I wanted you to think that I looked good. So I just sort of had hope that I was looking good. But in this specific instance,
learn
I did
how
have
to
a
say
little,
something a little bit differently than what I said and the way I said it.
And I think that was the end result is that, I don't want you to lie, but I sort of want you to sugarcoat that a little bit. And I remember you're like, I don't even know how to sugarcoat something. Do you remember that back in the day?
I really don't.
I must have been really traumatized by this moment because I remember all this. But I just remember like him saying he didn't know how to sugarcoat something. And I was like, for real? Like, you don't know how to sugarcoat it? Like, come on, man. Like, that's finesse it. Like, come on, let's soften it. And so I think that was sort of the lesson, the takeaway is, for me, don't ask if you really don't want to know. And for him, in your delivery, sir, I'm going to need you to not go all in.
I wasn't. I didn't think I was.
But it was...
I don't remember the whole thing.
Yeah, again, I said I probably was pretty traumatized. But yeah, so no, but I think that gave us, I think looking back, we learned a lot. I feel like, so I know guys ask and I know girls ask. I can only speak from my perspective, and I do think that women probably tend to get their feelings hurt by the honest response more often than men. No? You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Okay. Well, I didn't know that, but I'm not a guy. Hello, how would I know that?
But for real, I'll say it like this though too, is because a lot of guys, I would presume. I haven't taken any polls or anything of that nature, but I know guys that's in my immediate circle throughout the majority of my adult life, when guys get around and talk. Look, we will talk crap, we'll anything in the world about anybody outside of the house. The only person who can break us down is y'all, our spouses. So don't think that our feelings aren't hurt, when y'all say stuff to us. We deal with it a little bit differently.
That's true.
But it's still the same thing. Because we want to be your knight in shining armor. We want to be your hero, So when that doesn't happen, or, you say something to us, or even if it's as we're getting older, and we've grown that 40-year-old man.
That cookie jar.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't have the flatter stomach. We don't have some of the attributes that we used to have when we were early in our relationship. And we know that. And it's it's still the same thing. Some guys, what? Babe, do I look good in this? And women, which are probably smarter in this area than we are, will say something that's very nice, truthful, but put it in a way that is not enough to tear us down, but definitely to let us know we probably should have went a size up, because the belly is doing its own thing, or whatever the case may be. And so that's the finessing, of the words. But dudes still be getting caught up in we just deal with it differently.
Okay, cool. My bad. I'll take that back.
That's the truth.
I believe you.
That's the truth. We just it's still the same thing. We just deal with it a little bit differently, but we can still get our feelings hurt. If somebody else out in the street was dog, you fat. Man, pay no attention to you. Come home and let my wife say, baby, you fat. What? Really? Are you serious right now? And it's a whole different ball game of dealing with somebody outside the house than dealing with your wife sitting there telling you something about she don't like about you. So it's the same thing.
Okay, cool. Well, I apologize if I've ever hurt your feelings.
Talk about my cookie jar.
Well, I didn't name it the cookie jar, but...
I named it my cookie jar.
Did you?
Yeah. That's what it is. That's all I used to eat all the time was stupid chocolate chip cookies. Every restaurant we go to, y'all got cookies?
Oh, my gosh. This guy. Wait, but back in the day, he didn't even share. I'm not even joking. That is a for real cookie jar. It's a cute little cookie jar. But for real, it is cookies because he would not share them cookies back in the day. I would have to make him his own little batch because he ain't sharing them with his mom. He ain't sharing them with his kids. He ain't sharing them with no guests.
Right. And it's not a beer gut because I quit drinking long time ago. The cookie jars formed from cookies. It didn't form from the liquor and all that stuff I was drinking many, many, many years ago. It's the cookie jar.
It is. It's a cute little cookie jar.
Well, we working on cookie jar going away because she told me she likes the abs and then what's this called?
I don't know what
these things right here, along with the obliques and they go down. She's like, I like that, and I ain't got it, so I'm gonna have to go get it.
I said I'm gonna have to go get it.
I'm gonna have to go get it,
dude. I'm gonna go get it too.
At pert near 50, I'm trying to. I got some months before that happens, so I'm on my personal vision board.
You got some abs. You got abs. Abs is on the vision board.
I'm doing this on my vision board. So I'm gonna find me a picture of somebody that looks nice with the midsection, and that's gonna be my vision goal for my vision board.
Nice.
That's
babe.
the goal for 50.
Like your goal.
Fab 50.
Fab 50, baby.
With a flat stomach, to closest I can get it. No cookie jar. No, all right, come on, let's keep going. We can stop talking about my cookie jar. So yes, we still get in our feelings, but
gotcha.
Only because our wives say something, not because other people out on the street. We care less about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm going to say that probably some of that I'll say for me, I'll let you speak to the guy side, but I'm going to say that, sometimes hearing those things, especially if you think you look good, that's the worst when you really think you look good. But if you already sort of struggle with some self-esteem issues, I think then hearing the person that you sort of want to be attracted to you, like, I want you to think I'm hot. I want you to think I'm sexy. I don't want you to I don't want your little eyeballs wandering. I want you to stay focused on me and think that I look good. And so I feel like when you already have some like self-esteem, security issues, hearing that sort of just feeds right into that and just sort of can spiral if you're not careful. So just don't let it. Just remember you asked for it. You asked for it, ladies. Just remember that you did ask for the opinion, so just be prepared to hear what that opinion is. You don't have to agree with the opinion, quite honestly. Look, you think I'm fat? I'm sorry you feel that way. You know what I mean?
Well, don't be all like that about it.
Well, I don't mean with an attitude, but
like,
look, I don't feel like I look fat. I sort of was just wanting you to second my opinion.
Right.
But
I think I'm thick. I ain't fat.
That's right. I'm
something
just a
wrong with
girl.
you. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I am a curvy girl. I got a couple extra curves, but I'm a curvy girl.
Stop it.
But
no, you don't.
But when you have those self-esteem issues, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So
it plays into.
But that's very important though too, is that because it becomes more important, and we both do now. You know what I'm saying? Is to address the self-esteem issues, because when you get those out of the way, then constructive criticism, if that's what you want to call it, is not so bad. We already looking at ourselves in some kind of way. A lot of people probably are coming into different stages or areas of their life. They may get into a relationship already with self-esteem issues, and we hear, actually thinking about it, we hear about it all the time. I can't believe that you see me the way that you see me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and, I mean,
that's a good thing to bring up.
Yeah, because
I like that point. Actually.
And it's out of somebody else's negative vision of themselves. So it's hard to see how somebody else could see you as something that is beautiful or lovely, or handsome or, wonderful,
or whatever,
or whatever it is. And something, so there's two things, I'm going to say this. There's two things about it is either you actually are, all of those things and you just can't see it because of your own negative image of yourself, or that's not somebody's hang up. Somebody else could be more concerned about your character, the special things that are about you, the fact that you can make me laugh, we have a great time together, and those things are just as attractive and even more so sometimes than the physical. And so once we get past our own hang-ups, and first of all, physical is always going to fail, without extreme, whatever, not extreme, but just hard work of maintaining, this, that, and the other. So it's always more important to look at somebody for more than just the physical. Right. If anything happens, God forbid, if anything happens, you're not able to keep up what you're trying to keep up, and that starts to slip, there got to be something else that's more important in that relationship than just the way the physical looks, because that's not guaranteed.
That's right.
So you're better off saying, okay, that looks nice, but I'm more interested in your character, what kind of person you are. How can we work together? How can we get along, and all these other things. But once we get those personal insecurities and stuff like that out of the way, that helps out a whole lot. And once again, I think you might say we have to create a comfortable environment to have those conversations, because if I'm going to be vulnerable and open up to you about my insecurities and the negative image that I have about myself, I don't want you throwing anything back at me at any time.
Right, that's not good.
Don't be joking around like, ha, 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 you got the good jar, you know what I'm saying? But if that's an area of sensitivity for me, that's not funny to me.
Right. I don't do that.
So I'm going to feel some kind of way. You don't, but I'm going to feel some kind of way because you making a joke about something I was vulnerable enough to open up and share with you.
Right.
So don't do that. Not you, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, don't do that. Somebody, your spouse, because they're not going to trust you. So then they're going to shut their feelings down or go take them to somebody else because they can't trust you with something that they're vulnerable with. Yeah,
and so I was sort of going to go in a direction where I think it's interesting because I see all of my flaws. I see every last detail of all of my flaws. And when I say, "Oh, these pants, they make my butt look weird," blah blah blah, and he was like, "Let me see," and I show him, and he's like, "I don't see what you're talking about, dude. Do you have eyes? Cause it's right there." Baby, I don't see what you're talking about. How can you not see it? So I'm truly thankful that he does not see all of my flaws the way that I see them. And I'm not saying that I have this, but I do think that there are people that really truly have like that body dysmorphia, where they are like beautiful, and they absolutely. And I'm not talking about because we're really into a society that's learning to love our bodies and loving ourselves, even though we don't line up with what's ideal, or
Right.
what's considered ideal. And so I think that's all good. But I'm talking about truly like, cookie cutter, perfection, and they just can't see it. And so there are some people that really struggle with that, or people that have had issues, whether they were heavy or they were skinny, and then they get into shape, whatever that looks like, and they just can't see the improvements. They still see what they used to look like, and it really plagues them and bothers them. So that sort of goes in a whole nother direction. But I'm thankful because I feel like the majority of my issues and my flaws, I truly feel like you don't see them generally.
Yeah, I was looking for something. That's why I was doing down here. I can't find it, but we'll talk about it at another time. And here's the other important part about that. Dagnabbit, I know I ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? I know that.
I think
about me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a low self-esteem thing. There's way more people out there. And that's what I'm saying. There's way more people out there who look better than me, so I don't walk around with this attitude like I'm the poo. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not true.
There's always somebody that's going to look better than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or be more muscular, or be more toned, or tan, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your hangups are.
But I feel like, so I'm not going to say this is for every man. I'm not going to say it's for anybody. But I feel like, just because we've got 28 years, of marriage, and we're together, and we both Christians, we both believe in God, we believe in the way God set up marriage and the structure and the promise, all of that, doesn't mean to take for granted the fact that you ain't never gonna look somewhere else, or you may never be attracted to somebody else, anything. I feel like one of the things that I should do is to make sure that I still maintain what I have. Because I still want you to be, just like you said, I still want you to be attracted to me. I still want to be, the object of your affection.
Right.
Not that I'm sitting here thinking that I'm the finest thing you ever seen or being stupid like that. But whatever it is that I can do to maintain, that attractiveness, both physical, spiritual, in every other aspect, intellectual, all of that, is to keep my game up. And that's just general to me. That's just one of those general marriage things. Don't let yourself go. Don't get too comfortable. Basically, that's it. Don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable.
Well, and I think so. This is going in all kinds of directions today.
My bad, y'all.
No, it's all good. But I think that it's important to remember that you did certain things to attract your spouse. You need to maintain some of those things. I'm not talking about, because we put on that fake persona when we're trying to like attract a mate. I'm not talking about that. But I am talking about, it's important not to go around looking raggedy. Like, nobody likes that. So fix yourself up. You don't have to be perfection every time you walk out of the house. But come on, don't do something with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Exercise. There's a health issue at stake. Exercise for the health reasons, but you also reap the other benefits of that. Keep your mind sharp. Read books.
Yeah.
Get around people that are not like you. Broaden your horizons. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to build your intellect, or just always trying to be the best version of yourself. That sort of is like my mantra. I'm always trying to be the best the next best version of myself.
Right.
Today is who I am, but tomorrow I'm gonna just keep growing. I'm gonna keep learning. I'm gonna keep essentially evolving.
Right.
And I think that's good. I think that's healthy, and I think that that's what would keep me attracted is somebody that shares that same mindset.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, so we do go to the gym.
We go to the gym.
Get up at 5:30 in the morning. Try to get to the gym by around 6.
Yep.
Pretty much every day. Not every day. Probably 4 days a week.
Yeah, good for sure.
It just depends on what's going on the night before, because 5:30 comes kind of early. But that's built into our plan, and if we have to, we go on Saturday and to make that day up if we need to. And so I mean, we're taking supplements. We take our multivitamins.
Yeah.
We are. What else are we doing?
This is we're not getting paid to mention this name, but but we do. We drink Organifi.
Green juice.
The green juice. Oh, and the gold.
And the gold.
I love the gold because the gold you're supposed to drink in the evening time to help you relax. She likes it more than I do, but it's still, you can drink it warm. They suggest drinking the gold juice warm.
Yes.
Drink the green juice. You can mix that with your something else if you can. It's these types of things.
It's got a lot of healthy things in it. I don't know what you want to call them. Like
all the good stuff.
I mean, it's everything. It's like spirulina, it's chlorella, it's like all these things
turmeric
that provide
and curcumin and
it provides a lot of
all these great vitamins and minerals.
That's what the word I was
that
looking for.
are
vitamins and minerals
freeze
that your body
dried.
needs.
They're not processed. Was it cold processed? Go look it up. I can't do the commercial like or do it justice like they can. But it's just these types of things that we're doing to try to take care, of our health.
You get one body. You got to take care of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so whether
many,
it's for
many
the
years
other person,
ago,
whether it's for yourself, but you just got to take care of your body. You get one. That's
many
it.
years ago, we was both goofy, with our bodies. And, when you're young, you feel like I'm,
invincible.
It's going to last forever. But then when you start to wisen up a little bit, it's like, okay, I need to stop doing some of that irresponsible stuff with the body that I've got. So we're working on that, trying to take care of, our bodies, and we don't have fantasy eyes. We don't have fantasy eyes. It's reality, but the thing is that we're working together to try to help each other to reach these goals that we're trying to reach,
on
and
our
so
vision board.
There are plenty of other people that are more attractive to me. There are plenty of other people that are more attractive to her, but we are together.
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
are to make sure that we are trying to continually impress each other.
Yep.
And that can be a fun thing. You can make that a fun thing in your
Absolutely.
marriage, in your relationship. Going back to the conversation jar, what would you like for me to be? You know what I'm saying? How would you like for me to look? Anything like that. Make it a challenge.
Yeah.
Or I challenge you to go back to school and finish your degree. Make it fun. You can do those things and make things fun and encourage each other to do those things. The plan for marriage is the same as with the vows that you made. Till death do us part. Mm-hmm. So until that happens, we are together, one flesh, working, through this life, with the plan and the goal, to either we gonna croak together or the contract is not over until one of us does. For better, for worse, richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, we made that promise to each other.
That's right.
And so we're going to work that out however it needs to work out. So we ain't lying to ourselves. I ain't walking around like, yeah, girl, look at all this right here. 'Cause that'd be foolish. Because I know all this right here ain't all that right there. So I'm working on my part, to try to be, somewhat decent. I don't go to the beach and take my shirt off. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
He be on that beach with a t-shirt on.
Bro,
he ain't lying.
The cookie jar is too big for that. You know what I'm saying? It's too big for that. I'm not going around like the pregnant toothpick. I'm not doing it. So I'm working on these types of things. Otherwise, we are just building, the best possible life that we can, with each other and for each other, because we are all we've got. This is, when people say ride or die, this is
That's
it.
right.
This is us. This is all we've got, and we are going to make the best of it, and enjoy this life and enjoy each other.
Yep.
Did I say too much?
No, I was just listening to you.
Oh, okay. Because, I go on a tangent sometimes, my little rants.
You do, but they're good. So I was listening.
Well, that's all that matters.
Captive audience.
Your turn.
I don't have anything.
Oh.
So we could just sort of close that. I guess I just want to loop us back around because we did start off talking about, those
The truth.
solicited opinions.
Yeah.
Baby, do you think I'm fat? So just remember, when you ask for an opinion, be ready to receive an honest one. And you should want an honest one. Otherwise, don't ask. And I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. If I didn't want the truth, I didn't ask. So sometimes I ask, sometimes I don't.
Or formulate your question
in a way that
it may, when you get the answer, that it may not be the way that the answer could come back. I mean, let's face it though. Some people say, "I want the truth. Tell me the truth." Nah, you don't really want that truth. You don't want that smoke. You really think you do. And sometimes, look, y'all better quit being tricky. Sometimes you want to hear.
Tricky.
No, I'm serious, because listen to me now. Is sometimes people will get themselves, and this is wrong because it's all about feeding that insecurity. What people will do. They will want you to say something to them because I already know what it's going to be. But it's to feed that insecurity or that thing that's in people, so they can go into.
Are you talking about like begging for a compliment?
Not even begging for a compliment, but because they're still so hurt over something or their insecurity, and they're feeding that so that they can go into
I feel like I'm lost. You gotta
no, I'm not losing you. Kind of like a pity party. Mm-hmm. People that are hurt will sometimes just want to live in a pity party. They're not really trying to get out of it. So somebody will ask that same type of question: "Do you think I'm fat?" And when you go ahead and give them that answer, I think that you may be a little bit bigger than you could be, or if you just say, "Yeah, that don't look good on you," because it's not some.
It's not flattering. Or whatever.
It's not flattering. Him or her knew that it wasn't flattering when they put it on, but to feed their insecurity, they do it anyway because they still hurt and they're willing to feed that hurt. I've seen it happen. I know that that's true. That's why I say stop being tricky. Stop fooling yourself. Don't do things that are going to feed something that hurts you if you claim you're trying to get better or to get over it. Don't do that. Don't. That'd be like me running around.
Oh no.
That'd be like me running around with a tank top on, talking about this look good, don't it? I'm fly, ain't I? You know what I'm saying? And she'd be like, "Nah, you need to go ahead and cover that bird up." And but because I know it's funky already, that'll feed that insecurity in me. You know what I'm saying? So then that'll give me reason to make sure that you know what I'm saying? Because I know that already about me. People do it. I may not be using the correct terminology. I don't know, but I know what I'm talking about. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I thought what you were talking about. So there are people that do this, and I feel like it's real similar to what you're saying. So that's why I feel like I'm a little lost with that. But people will say, "Oh, I'm so fat. I'm so ugly. I'm so..."
Yeah, people
because
do that too.
Because they want you to say, "No, you're not.
Yeah,
you
people
look
want
good."
to say, yeah, it's the exact opposite of that. It's the same thing.
Or they compliment you like, "Your hair is so pretty."
Because they want you
my
to say
hair was
something
like
to
that.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's that's what I meant by begging for a compliment. But that does come from hurt. But
You come up against the wrong people and they still ain't gonna say nothing because they don't think that about you.
Yeah. So I am officially going to wrap this one up.
Oh, okay.
So just remember that when you ask, you should want honest feedback. Be prepared for the fact that you asked for it. Be prepared to receive it. And the person, if you're the one being asked, please deliver it honestly but kindly. Nobody wants their feelings hurt. You don't have to be all out. All you have to do is just say, "You know what? I kind of like that green dress better. I think it makes you look a little bit XYZ." You don't have to say you look terrible in that one, but you can redirect to another one. There's a lot of ways that you can sugarcoat your answer to still be honest.
Right.
Because again, I go back to, please don't let me go out of the house looking crazy. It may hurt my feelings, but it will hurt my feelings a lot worse if I'm out around thinking I'm cute and everybody's talking about me.
Yep. So you can say anything you want to say. Just depends on how you say it.
Yep, it matters how you say it.
And that's what I needed to learn. And there's nothing wrong with being, giving the honesty. She
That's
gives
right.
me honest stuff, and I give her honest stuff. It's just that we say it in ways now that are just not so harsh.
Yep.
Because we do understand each other's insecurities, and we've just learned how to work around them. So we're still giving an honest opinion. We're just not giving it in the worst way possible. So all you people, I just keep it real. I just keep it real. Well, think about the other person while you're just keeping it real.
That's right. Because you're also called to love people.
Right.
So just remember that calling is a little higher than you keeping it real.
Absolutely.
But so those are some of the things that we learned. So I really hope that by us sharing some of our experiences, I hope you found that a little fun and entertaining, truthful, but fun and entertaining. And I just hope that what we share helps you overcome obstacles, overcome challenges maybe that you're facing or that you will face in the future. Just if this comes back up, just remember what we said, okay? Because we said it here first. And so so we just hope that it helps you guys, because our goal is always to really help to refresh, to revive, and to rebuild relationships. That's what we're all about, marriage relationships here. And so we'll remind you, like we do every week, if you like what you're hearing here each week, please go out and subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you're liking our episodes. Make sure that you're leaving comments. Whether you just say thank you, whether you ask a question, whether you have, some content to share. I mean, we just want to interact. We want to hear from you. We're also on Facebook. We have our Facebook group, our community that we would love for you to be a part of. And we're working on like the Instagram. So we're working on it, but we're out there. We're just working on it. So so we just want to interact with you. We want to engage. We want to connect, and we just really hope that you like what we're putting out. So
So check us out. Weekly episodes. We talked about our vision board. So we've got some wonderful things planned.
Yeah, so the vision board was in the, which episode was that?
Teamwork.
Yeah, in the teamwork. So if you're interested in a vision board, check out the teamwork episode.
Yep, because we got some stuff coming up, some activities, more events, next year. So we got a lot planned, because that's on our vision board. So stay tuned, weekly episodes. And man, well, we're having the ball. We hope you guys are enjoying us as much as we're enjoying putting our stories out there to try to help those who need it, or people just want to have a good laugh, or look at what dysfunctional was and see what's functional now.
How good God is.
And how good God is. Amen.
Amen.
So on that note, we appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next week.